See, I don't know what happened here, guys. Sorry about the whole entire confusion. Um, yeah. It just ended the show. We were having a good conversation about the Chicago Bears and whatnot. I went back live to fix this all out. I'm about to put we were talking about the Chicago Bears and where do we see the quarterback and wide receiver duo between Justin Fields and DJ Moore. I think it was pretty exciting. See them both coming on. I started this again, Johnny. I don't know what the hell happened. This was just Jose just came in and fucked shit up, man. This is
It's all
exactly
good.
this is what happens when you don't come on for 3 months and then all of a sudden you just want to touch stuff.
He's Tony Toxico for a reason, man.
Oh my god, for real. So the link is on here, guys. Tony, CP, Jose too, if you guys want to join. We're talking about the conversation about Justin Fields and DJ Moore. Johnny over here saying that Justin Fields is going to throw for 5,000 yards and whatnot with 27 touchdowns and like I don't know, zero interceptions. It was something crazy along those lines. So yeah, the conversation was getting good, man. I think we're all pretty excited. CP saying that this is what Chicago fans do. Like we decided to jinx our players and whatnot for them to move on to the next page, and we just get too excited for this. But to be honest, I think this, like you just said, and I wholeheartedly agree with you what you said. This combination, quarterback wide receiver combination, is better than what Jay Cutler and Brandon Marshall is going to be. I think you got two type of players who have different type
Facts.
of mindsets, and Jay Cutler and Justin Fields. Um, and I honestly do believe that these two guys can wreak havoc and probably be in the top 10 conversation next year of quarterback and wide receiver duo.
Absolutely, 100%. 100%. I mean, um, I know CP made his joke about anything could be better than, or a lot could be better than Jay Cutler and Brandon Marshall, but man, like those are like, Chicago's been spoiled even when the Mitch days with 1,000 yard wide receiver ones. From Allen Robinson when he first got here. I mentioned Brandon Marshall, even Alshon Jeffrey briefly. And it's like here we finally have, you know, this is our future. We have our franchise quarterback. It's not like Moore's on a 1 year rental, and the Bears are only going up. So, this is something to be excited for. This duo is going to put the league on notice because I recently saw this. It was like all sports page on Instagram where like Justin Fields was ranked 20th quarterback coming into this season. And I'm like, bro, how? How, Sway?
Eh?
No bias aside. Like, how? Let me see. I'm gonna find it. I sent it to my brother
I,
yesterday.
to actually
He was ranked 19th. They have Derek Carr 18. He's better than Derek Carr. Daniel Jones 17. Better than Daniel Jones. Kyler Murray 16. Definitely better. Deshaun Watson 15. We don't know what Deshaun we're gonna get. Matthew Stafford. I mean, he could be a Super Bowl championship Stafford. We don't know. Jared Goff. I'd like to think we have the best quarterback in the division, despite the Lions' magic last year.
athletic wise, yes, I agree.
But you know what I'm saying? Then it goes to Geno Smith. Tua's ranked number 11. Dak Prescott 10. Trevor Lawrence 9. Kirk Cousins 8. And then you get into the Lamars, the Rodgers, Herbert, Allen, Hurts, Burrow, Mahomes. But realistically, I think Justin Fields is better than Trevor Lawrence. I think Justin Fields is better than Geno Smith, Jared Goff, and then, like I mentioned earlier, Murray and Jones, and definitely Derek Carr. I can understand Justin Fields being at the top 10, but no way he's 19. That's disrespectful. And this year, with more, Komet's going to step up to, I'm sorry, not, yeah, Komet's going to step up. And, I mean, we legit have a wide receiver one. I mean, hell, there's even hope for Mooney this year. Because Mooney was never
Yeah,
really a truly wide receiver one. So as a
yeah,
number
I
two,
agree 100%.
he's going to be decent.
See, I don't. I think where Justin's at, I think it's probably where I think we I think he's slated in perfectly in within the top 20, right? You can make an argument for
Top
him in top
15.
15, of course, but
Top
I think
15.
what they did with this overall ranking is the fact that yes, we see it. He's athletic as hell. He's this and that. There's players that are coming out to him telling him that he's one of the dangerous quarterbacks out there in the league right now, being the dual threat quarterback of running and throwing and could be that guy. But put it into an overall picture. Let's be honest. His first year kind of crappy, up and down roller coaster with Matt
Of
Nagy, right?
course.
His first,
Right.
second year, first year with Matt Eberflus in this offense, same thing. I mean, he only yes, he had
The Bears
flashes.
only got what,
Yes,
5 wins?
he went on a stretch of like 7 games where he was the best quarterback in the NFL by far, by none, running, throwing, touchdowns, this and that, keeping the Bears in competitions, and even going through shootouts, even though some of those shootouts felt like blowouts or,
Yep.
or was like a 20, 15, 20 point gap, it still felt like it was still reachable for the Chicago Bears because of Justin Fields and what he provided for the offense this past offseason, right? Or past season, sorry, should I say. Being ranked 19th, it's not disrespectful, but it's also putting respect in Justin Fields simply because of what he can possibly potentially could be by the end of the season if he stays healthy and everything clicks perfectly.
So this time next year is Justin Fields top 10 quarterback in rankings.
I love that question, John. I really do.
Is Justin
Can he be
Fields
top 10?
top 10?
I think if he does become top 10, he'll probably rush for 900, probably flirt like with the 4,000 yards that you just said, right?
Oh no,
And
I
and
think
and
he
making
rushes for 1,000.
all
Yeah.
right, and making the Bears being a 3-win team, picking number 1 to a division winner and being in the playoffs. I think if he does that, then Justin Fields becomes a top 10. But also at the same time, like even if he creeps into the top 15 and misses out to the top 10 too, I think that's still a massive upgrade for him too as well. I think anything that does positively this season, being healthy, Justin Fields could definitely be in the conversation for top 15, creeping in the top 10.
Eric, I'm gonna give you a realistic slash hopeful, a little bit of optimism, fun take here. You ready? I'm gonna drop
Ready?
the passing yards to 3,000 yards. That's fair. Maybe 3,200. How's that? 3,200 passing yards. But my hot take: Justin Fields will have 1,000 rushing yards before the bye week.
And their bye week is pretty late this year, no?
Yeah, I think it's week 13. Week 13. They'll have 1,000 rushing yards by week 13.
Hell,
But
I'm even scared. Honestly, I'm scared of for even Justin Fields to even crack 1,000 rushing yards by before the bye week because that's 13 weeks of him running, throwing, passing, doing the whole nine,
he
and
can
still
average easily 75 to 80 rushing yards a game. And there's gonna be a couple games where he cracks 100.
definitely, definitely, definitely.
Because Herbert's not that guy. Herbert's good, but right now on this offense, we make the jokes about Lamar Jackson, but Justin Fields is RB1 and QB1 on this current roster. Calling it how it is, brother. I know we don't like it because we make the jokes about Lamar all the time, but
Yeah,
this is Justin Fields put the league on notice because he started going off rushing.
100%.
That's the whole reason he gets compared to Lamar. I'm booking it. He'll have 1,000 rushing yards by the bye week, which is week 13.
Who's the running back that we got from Texas that was the backup for Bijan Robinson? What's his name? I have more hope for him. I have more hope for him than I do for Khalil Herbert. I think Khalil Herbert will still do his own thing because what I've noticed, there's been a great transitions from running back from when we had Matt Forte to Jordan Howard. Jordan Howard did a great job for the 2-3 years that he has at
1,000
right.
yards.
Then Jordan Howard to
Pro
David
Bowl.
Montgomery. Obviously, we know what David Montgomery has been for the Chicago Bears. Again, same thing. It's the same kind of line that you've seen. Khalil Herbert, David Montgomery, and Khalil Herbert. Khalil Herbert did a fine job coming in for David Montgomery, so I have a little bit faith in Khalil Herbert.
So you're talking about Foreman?
No, that's the free agent that we picked up, Deontay Foreman.
And then the fourth rounder
I
we
forgot
got
his name.
Legend
We
Johnson.
drafted him from Texas.
Right now they have Johnson.
I think that one rings a
Rosh,
bell.
Roshon Johnson. I'm probably botching his name, but he's the
Yeah,
fourth round pick.
I think that's the guy that you're talking about.
Yeah. Probably. I mean, the Bears are known to be able to pick a running back in the late rounds, and he ends up being a fucking 1,000 rushing yards running back.
Yeah.
Like all the
It's
guys you
just
just named, they went from backups, because they got drafted late, and then they got the starting position that had rushed for 1,000 yards. It's like, I mean, the Bears haven't paid a running back like these other teams have, but we get 1,000 yards out of our running backs. But here we are in a position where we have a quarterback that's gonna be rushing for. I mean, at least flirt with 1,000 yards rushing.
No, 100%, bro. It's just it's a little complicated because even though like we've seen the massive upgrade on the offensive side of the ball with Justin Fields and the offensive line, right? We've seen the wide receivers coming in, and we've seen what we know what he has with Darnell Mooney and what we has with Cole Kmet, especially in the last year of the season, where you still feel like, and you're right, you have the right to say that, hey, guess what, man, that running back position though is kind of sketchy because we don't have that much faith that we did in Khalil Herbert and how we did with David Montgomery for Jordan Howard. We don't have that same faith for Jordan Howard we did for Matt Forte. And I get that, and especially Khalil Herbert, who's coming off an injury too as well. You get the skepticism that he has for it, but I do feel with this offensive line revamped and how it is, I think Khalil Herbert would be just fine. The one thing that I don't know is it was thunder and lightning with Montgomery and Herbert. Where is the thunder coming from this Bear? Is it Deontay Foreman? Because I guess that's why you got him for, right? That's the
Right.
thunder. Who's going to be the starter? Is it going to be him? Is it going to be Foreman? Is Foreman only going to be within the 20s and he's going to have these outrageous ass touchdown amounts, rushing touchdowns because he is inside the 20s? You know, but I think the rushing yards are for the first time in Bears history, John, where the running attack is not that much important anymore simply because we have a guy that can throw the ball or looks like he can throw the ball to a wide receiver and is now
Mm-hmm.
up to date in the modern NFL in Justin Fields. And CP, what's going on, CP? Again, we do apologize for the earlier show and the inconvenience where the show just abruptly ended out of nowhere. We do apologize for that as the JCA Sports Podcast is here live, trying to finish up what we were starting to talk about earlier about the Chicago Bears. CP Saquon was used for the Panthers, and he really was. To be completely honest with you, he did a great job replacing um, Christian
Yep.
McCaffrey in Carolina. So again, the running attack doesn't seem. I think we only question it because there's no solid back. Like there's no solid back or a running back that we know of name.
Mm-hmm.
Now it's just these guys who are trying to prove themselves. And Foreman, I mean, he's a proven running back, but we never seen him in a Bears uniform, and that's what's kind of like tricking us up. That there is no the running back situation is scarce or is not good or is not up to par from what it was in future years. But you're right, Justin Fields' legs can help out with that game too as well, and plus with his passing yards. So I mean, what you just said about him having 1,000 rushing yards by week 13 by John, kind of looking at it, we'll look at the Bears schedule next week on the episode of the JCA Sports Podcast here on Facebook, YouTube, Twitter, and Twitch under the John Konavi and also the Star Six Media Facebook app. We will look at the schedule in a deeper dive next week too as well, and give our predictions for next week's show about our Chicago Bears as we get another weekend. To where what you just said about him having 1,000 yards can be possible because that schedule isn't that tough. At least the home games are not that tough, and the road games are pretty reasonable for him to actually have big games like that.
Facts. We'll get into it though. We'll save that for next week.
No, definitely for sure. Once again, we just wanted to wrap up the show the right way, I guess you can say. Jose came here and fucked shit up for all of us. No, I'm just kidding. I'm just kidding. I don't know what happened. And then so we will be back now on a weekly basis from here on out, guys. We took a little summer break for all of us. If the kids could do it, why not us, right? Next week we're gonna see what the Chicago White Sox and the Chicago Cubs did in the trade deadline. It's next Wednesday for their next Wednesday or next Tuesday. Next Tuesday, right? Tuesday's the first.
Yep.
Next Tuesday, next week's episode, we're gonna see the trades that if what trades they made, good or bad, receiving or leaving. We're also going to take a deeper dive with all of us next week on our schedule win predictions for the Chicago Bears. We're going to take a deeper dive on that too as well. We would like to take. Normally we'll do the toast of the night to end the show, but we have to pay our due respects for the Chicago Blackhawks and the loss of their president, Rocky Wards too as well. I'm not the hockey guy. We know that Jack is the hockey guy for us. Jose too. He likes to play there. CP says he'll be here for next week's show. We will.
Hell
We
yeah.
love it. We can't wait to see you guys. It was a great show. Duffman was in the show. CP
Hey
obviously
Tony.
joined us. Tony and I have joined us too as well. And we had a rare appearance from Jose Contreras too as well, hopping on. We like to thank everybody. Um, for watching the show. Thank you for liking us. Thank you for watching us, guys. Make sure you like and share all of our episodes on the JCA Sports Podcast and also on the Star Six Media brand too, as well as we're revamping now that the actual where all the sports are coming to a close and or about to begin to in the near future. For Johnny Bless Me, Johnny Parlay, Jonathan Palayo, myself, Eric Outlet. Thank you everybody who hopped on. Like I said, Tony, CP, Jose, Duffman, all of us. Once again, our condolences to the Ward's family and the Chicago Blackhawks organization. We will not end the show with our normal outro, just to pay our respects for the Blackhawks. So join us next week here on the JCA Sports Podcast. We will make sure you guys follow us on our social media platforms for our dates. For myself, Eric Avila, Jonathan Plyo, thank you guys for watching. Thank you guys for joining us, and
Thank
we
you
will see you
guys.
guys next week.